You can place a blanket, so you might line your mat already with some blankets so that you have a little more cushion. You could do that with 2 blankets so that you have a little more cushion. You will want to have either a pillow or a block at the ready by your head. The rest of this time, we're just going to go up the spine with the RADroller. So I'm going to have a block nearby. I've got another blanket here. Remember that you can use that green RADroller. It's as soft as the RADroller gets, or you could use the extra large if you have one. It's the same kind of thing. It's just that the balls are a little bigger and wider. So your spine goes right in the center, and you're going to start up on your elbows. Put that RADroller in the low back, and then rolling up and down. Okay. So see that I'm on the blanket. It makes it softer. I actually would like a little firmer pressure. I've been doing this a lot because of my healing from my injury. So I'm just going to keep that blanket up here for my head, and you'll understand why that's there in just a moment. And then lifting your butt a little, just rolling up and down. Okay. So good, right? So now, this is where you want to stack some blankets or your block behind you, or some pillows. I'm going to go ahead and take these pillows right here, because what we're going to do now is lay down on that RADroller. Knees stay bent, feet on the floor, and lay down. And if you slide those blankets and pillows a little closer, you can support your upper ribs. See that, how it supports my upper ribs? That keeps a little pressure off of those balls. You see the ball is right there. The double ball, spine in the center, balls in the low back, and then you're sinking down. Your upper body is supported so that there's not as much arch in the back. You could stack another pillow if you needed. You could support with a block. I'm going to show that. Right now, you're just sinking into those balls, and you're going to start doing some windshield wipers side to side. So sinking into the balls, maybe supporting. See how if I land on that block, it's just right there. Now I'm really well supported. Very little pressure on the balls. Very little pressure on the balls. The lower your upper body gets, the more significant that arch in the back, and the more pressure on the balls. And then you can drop just a little windshield wipers side to side. I'm going to go ahead and move off this block. If you're laying all the way down, you can tuck the pelvis to lift up just a little bit, and the knees rock side to side. Notice, is one side more tender than the other? Now you're going to rock your knees to the right. Please listen. Balls in the low back. Knees drop over to the right. You can lift that right knee up and grab onto the back of the thigh and rock your body. Working right through the erector bundles, getting a little bit in that QL, dropping the right foot back down, knees go a little left, hug the left knee in toward the chest, and rock. So it's just coming up a little bit. It's not a big D, you can, but just hugging that in, it's going to drive the ball into that side of the tissue, a little rocking. And drop that foot, roll the body down so the balls go up like one vertebra or so. Little rocking side to side. We're just going to keep going just like this for the next 10 minutes. Keep checking, how do you need to adjust your support, right? The higher up you get with the balls, you'll need to lower that support once you get in the ribs. Now the knees rock over to the right. Hug that right knee in. You could use the strap if you need to grab it, or you could just lift the knee without holding it and rocking the body up and down. You could push off that foot that's on the floor to rock your body. You can play with how far out to the side can you drop that right knee where you still feel some pressure on the ball. Now we're going to drop the knees to the left. Hug the left knee in, right? Keep checking with your body. Is your body going, oh, that's too much, right? Then roll off the balls and put more padding under the ball. And switch to this XL. I like both of them. I like to switch in between the two. Okay. So good. So we have the left knee lifted, rocking. Stop in the middle, deep breath. Roll the body down so the balls go up a little bit higher. Same thing, just rocking the knees side to side. Here, I feel like my body, because there's a lot of strain in that intersection of the ribs and the lumbar spine. So I'm going to support my upper body a little bit more so there's less pressure in those balls. So now we're right around the low ribs area, but just below, still in the lumbar spine. It's a very key spot for quadratus lumborum. It's a very key spot in the spine where the low ribs and where you go from thorax, where there's ribs, into the lumbar spine, because it's a pivot place, right? Right now you're just rocking your knees side to side and going through. After you do that for a while, drop the knees a little bit to the right, lift that right knee up, rock the body. So let me explain that. Where the ribs end and the lumbar spine begins is a very key pivot point in the body. Switch now to the left. Because where the ribs are, there's very little movement in the spine. Yeah. But where the lumbar spine is, there's a lot of movement, rotation, flexion, extension, lateral flexion side to side. And so what happens is those muscles grip around those lower ribs because you're moving from a place of relatively low mobility to a place of relatively high mobility. So the muscles kind of get caught up at that juncture. So you'll notice it might be really tender at the top of the lumbar spine and along those lower ribs. So just be gentle with yourself. If it's too much, push, lift up, move off the balls, and just take a break. And then you can go back as you're ready. Okay. Let's go back to the green one. And then now we're up at the low rib area. And if you're not sure, it doesn't matter. You're just incrementally moving up the spine, rocking the knees side to side. With that knee rocking, you're driving into the little the ropes that go along the spine, which are the erectors. And then you're also driving deeper into the rotator muscles. There's little rotator muscles that go all along the spine. Drop the knees to the right. If it's not too much, hug that right knee in. Little rocking of the body. Breathing, sinking, relaxing your jaw. Drop the foot. Drop the knees to the left. Hugging that leg in, rocking. Making sure the spine has no pressure on it. That's the point of the double ball, to keep the pressure right off the spine. Scoot your body forward. Rock the knees side to side. Breathing, sinking. Knees go right. You don't even have to lift that leg if you don't want to. You can just kind of push into your feet to rock. Push into your feet to rock. Continue to move the body down. Now I'm going to roll off. I'm going to shift this support under my head. And one thing you can play with is as you move up higher in the spine, you could support under the pelvis. So let me show you that. You could take your block. Now I'm getting up higher. Little support under the head. And then maybe you want to support under the pelvis as you get higher up. Now that just took all the pressure out of the ball. So I'm going to use a lower support like a pillow. There we go. That's perfect. So it's nice to have lots of different supports. That's why I asked you to bring some pillows, some blankets, some different things so that you can shift, so you can dial in what's the right pressure for your body. So now that I'm here, a little bit higher now, I'm not quite up between the shoulder blades, but I'm getting close. Sink down, supporting under your buttocks if you need. Rock a little side to side, same thing. Rocky, rocky, rocky. Knees rock right. Right knee comes toward chest. Rocking, driving that pressure specifically along the right side of the spine. Put the foot down, knees rock left. Hugging that left knee in, rocking a little side to side. Rocking forward and back. Scooting down a little bit more. Adjusting your support with you. Sinking down into the balls. Rock with the knees a little side to side. If we had not opened our bellies first, this would be way harder. The muscles would be drier. The muscles would be holding much more tension. So it's so helpful to open the belly, open the hip flexors and a little bit of hamstrings before doing back work. So helpful. All right, drop the knees to the right. Right knee draws up, rock. Right foot goes down, back to center, sink, take a big deep breath. Rock the knees to the left. Left knee lifts. Rocking. Drop the foot down, knees to center, and then just rock. Pushing off your feet. And then go up a little higher. You can move that up, out. And I'm just going to go up between the shoulder blades and down. Your body may not be ready for this movement. If you start and it feels terrible, please don't do it. And then we're going to slide all the way back down to the low back. And then we're going to lift up off the balls, move them off to the side. Maybe support a little under your head. And just land. Just land, knees bent, feet on the floor. Let the muscles around your spine soften. Okay, let the muscles around your spine soften. Little windshield wipers, side to side, feet a little wide. One more, hug knees toward the chest, drawing those knees up toward your shoulders, rocking a little side to side. One last time, we're going to go back up to cat-cow. I want you to feel how your back feels. It's always helpful after more specific kind of intenser rolling to move those tissues, to just kind of help move those tissues. So we're going to go back up to hands and knees. Last time, on all fours. Blankets right there. Put it underneath your knees. Save your cartilage for your future. On hands and knees, right where we began, right? So tilt and tuck, nice and slow. Feel the difference than when you first started class today. How does your body move now? Let it be nice and slow, but let the movement take the whole of the inhale and the whole of the exhale. We're going to come one more time. Wag side to side. And then we're going to do barrel rolls. So we're going to stabilize the shoulders and the pelvis. And we're going to bring our attention into these low ribs in the front of the body. And we're going to circle the ribs around. So ribs go down, right, up, and left. Down, right, up, and left. 2 more times this direction. And then 4 times in the other direction. Left, up, right, and down. Focusing on the movement at the rib cage and not at the pelvis or the shoulders. They're just kind of along for the ride. All right, and then one more thing we're going to do. We're going to reach the right leg back, and the left leg forward, and lift everything up. Strengthening, engaging those muscles we just released, really helpful. Left leg goes back, right arm goes up, lift everything. And now we're going to come to lay on our backs for just a minute. If you have a wall right there or a couch, go ahead and do legs up the wall. I've certainly been doing a lot of that this week. So you could place a blanket at the wall. Coming to the side, bringing yourself up the wall, or shins supported on a chair or on a couch.